Hello, everybody. Welcome back to hour number 2 of week 9 of Die Party Blood Use. Graham, why is bananas yellow?
It's a long chain of evolution in
Cool.
plants. Come from the plantain, which is more of a brown color, cultivated by humans over bunches of years to turn yellow.
Bunches of years.
Bunches, meh.
Good
Okay,
joke.
anyway, Figs, his eyes grow wide, he seems very worried, he starts to kick underneath the water, and he says he's here to kill me.
That won't happen. I say as I stand up. And I sort of look the hobgoblin dead in the eyes. You know, kind of how you want someone to sort of come over to you sort of thing.
You know, the hobgoblin enters with his 2 goblin guards. You see that the hobgoblin, yellow-skinned hobgoblin's got 2 tusks under, he looks almost like an orc in that respect, but he's got 2 tusks. He is very clearly a hobgoblin, though.
Sure.
And he walks over, he's got ringmail armor, a long sword, and a crossbow. He's decked out. And
What,
he comes
the actual
over
leader? Or are you talking about the guards?
This is the hobgoblin.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool, yeah.
And he says, and he comes over and he says, some words in hobgoblin to Figs, and Figs, in a very weak state, says something back to him that you don't understand.
If you don't mind, Figs.
The hobgoblin laughs. And he says, be strong. It's okay.
What did he say? What did you say?
He's threatening me.
Okay. All right. I stand there, and I just sort of look at him in the eyes.
Be easy. Patience. He kind of grabs your hand or grabs your forearm or something.
Okay.
And the hobgoblin says something back to him, and then he spits in the water and then he walks away.
I need to talk to that hobgoblin.
Figs will say, Snee. And Snee will turn back around. What do you want to say?
Tell him I am here to see Pheromane.
Figs translates for you, and the hobgoblin laughs again, very throaty laugh, and then says something back to you, or to Figs rather. And he'll say something else, and Figs will say, he wants to know why.
Tell him I bring news from what was that fucking dwarven place called?
What?
Gilvac. Tell him I bring news from Gilvac. Stronghold.
Yep, Figs will translate that as well. You can clearly make out the Gilvac name in his speech at some point. Seems out of place.
Okay.
The hobgoblin, the armored hobgoblin, will say something back to Figs. Figs will say to you, he says, give the information to him and he'll make sure the humans get it.
I take my Lucerne and I take, the bottom part of it, like the handle, and I hit it on the floor and I say, no! This is not for your ears, hobgoblin. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Figs will say that, but he's not as strong as you, and so he says it rather meekly. And the hobgoblin laughs and says something back to Figs, and then begins to walk away. Figs says that the hobgoblin said, he just said forget it.
Forget. He said, he told me to forget what he said?
No, he said, Snee told you to forget it. He's not going to do anything. he's not going to take you to the leader or anything like that. He said, just forget it. I mean, he said no.
All right, I'm gonna walk after the hobgoblin.
Not interested. Okay, you do so. Yeah. 2 guards hear you coming. Turn around. They've got their little short swords.
That's fine. If they brandish them at me, I just walk into like the point of them. If that makes any sense. So they're like up against me, so I can get as close to the guy as I can. And then I say,
He's got his back to you.
and then I say, you're welcome to join me, but this needs to be heard. I need to make sure that he hears this the right way from my mouth.
He says something aloud in Hobgoblin, and why don't you make an intimidation check? Charisma.
Charisma? Sure, yeah. Where are you? 8. Cool. Nope.
Hobgoblin will say something aloud to Figs, and Figs will say that he's not going to waste his breath on scum like you. He's not going to waste his... rather, he's not going to risk his position.
Risk his position. You stand to gain a lot more in this position, Hobgoblin.
Yeah, Figs translate that. The Hobgoblin, clearly not interested, walks out.
And then I address the room. If anyone is interested in gaining a position, I will be waiting. Tell your masters. And I go back to Figs.
Okay.
Yeah. And I say, well, hobgoblins are gonna be hobgoblins.
I have this vision in my head like Gladiator, like, are you not entertained?
The rest of the day passes in this manner. Do you need to do anything else?
Well, I'm gonna make, like, I'm not just gonna sit on my butt, right?
Okay, what do you do?
I'm going to see how far I can wander in the room.
Leaving Figs alone? Or in the room. Got it.
Yeah. Maybe I can approach some of the other races and see if I can see what I can get from them in terms of like body language or anything like that. I don't have any empathy or anything like that, so
yeah, there's going to be it's not going to be particularly informative, unfortunately.
Or maybe I can like see if I can. God, this is so difficult. Like how do you know how you sort of like go to like if you go to Japan or something like that and you can't speak the language and you want to sort of get something done, you want to go somewhere, you want to see like a site or something like that, like you want to try and find the person who can help you the most. Sure. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find someone in the room who seems like they're willing to help, but there might be a language barrier in between us, if at all possible. And I'm not entirely decked out skill-wise to be able to roll something for that. So, I don't know, maybe I can use Intimidate to sort of see if I can get something happening.
Well, see, the thing is, the only people in this room right now are 2 goblins, an orc.
Yeah. Oh, there's an orc in here?
And a hyena man, yes.
Okay. What color is the orc's face paint?
Red.
Alright, I'm gonna walk up to the orc. How tall is he compared to me? I assume he's taller than me.
No, well, average. I mean, same as you.
Alright, so I walk up to him, and I want to sort of like mad dog him, if at all possible. I want to get up right up in his face.
Okay.
And I just want to...
He'll growl at you and push you.
I'll growl back, but I want to see if I can stand through his push, if at all possible, so...
Okay, let's see what the roll is.
Alright, what am I rolling for that?
Muscle.
Oh, yeah. This is my Jimmy Jam.
He rolls 15 total. I mean, that's not... Or, I mean, he doesn't even pass.
Yeah. I sort of laugh at him and I say, you look pretty puny. And I give him a smirk.
You don't speak Orcish, do you?
No.
He says, he says, he'll kind of laugh, like chuckle to himself, say, "You strong."
You help me, I help you. Do you have a leader?
He'll say, he looks confused.
Master. I'll repeat.
He'll say, he says, "Yes."
Can you bring him here? And I point to the ground.
He looks angry. And he begins spouting things in Orcish loudly, pointing to the ground.
I gesture to the room. To this room, then.
And he'll say, he does have a weapon.
That's
Thinking
fine.
about it.
If the moment he puts his hand to get his weapon, Graham, I want to slap him.
He's not going to do that, but he is going to spit on the ground and say something loudly, yelling, so the whole room can hear him, and then walking out.
I'll grab him by the shoulder and pull him back to where he was. I'm not done talking to him.
Okay, he's gonna backhand you.
Okay. Well, I want to grab his wrist if at all possible. If he does that.
Dexterity check.
Okay. Almost rolled that in chat.
Has Walzer gone too far? Find out at 11.
17. Yeah. Not good enough.
No, he slaps you across the face and then continues to his walk out.
All right, then. I'm going to tackle him.
Okay. Okay.
What does Walzer have to do to trigger a war? Does he have to insult his mother?
No, I mean, like, okay, so here's the reason why Walzer is doing these things. He's had interactions with orcs before, and he's always felt them to be like a show your strength sort of race, right? So if he can convince this guy through means of just bettering him in, like, physical combat, then he's going to do that.
Okay.
And that's my
Figs will say, "Walzer, don't."
Oh, I've already tackled him. So
Terrible idea.
Okay. What's the roll? What's the roll?
The roll is 8, right?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
God.
Let's see what he rolls just for fun. It's not a 20. It's not a 20. So you tackle this orc to the ground and injure him. You basically have a, first of all, how do you want to tackle? Like, do you want to have him in a lock? Do you want to what do you want?
Basically,
like, what are you trying to do? Just knock him to the ground?
Yeah.
Fine, you've done it. But you can also do something else.
I want to sort of like sit on. I basically, like, if I knock him to the ground, I want to sort of like maybe then sort of pick him up again, like by the, like, if he's wearing like a chest something, whatever, pick him up by that, and then
He's not. I mean, they're all shirtless. I mean, most I mean, the orcs are anyway.
All right, then if I knock him down, I pick him up from his underarms, or maybe like grab him by like the forearm or something like that and pull him up, and I pin him against the wall, and I say, "Master, here."
He'll try to get away.
Okay, well, he's got to break my pin, so...
Yeah, he does. Go and make another attack roll against him. He rolls 21.
I was 28, though, so...
Well, that was the first thing, yeah.
Okay, so I got to get higher than...
This is something different. Yeah, you got to get 21.
No, he gets away.
Okay, Yeah, he pushes you out of the way and will he'll try to incite the room to action and point to Figs and point to you and a bunch of the goblins or the two goblins and the hyena man will be looking around and looking at each other and will go and will actually exit the room in a very speedy fashion.
All right, job done.
Except for this orc who's here. And he will point to Figs and he will make he will say something to him, and then he will look at you and he will put his thumb against his neck and cut it across.
I'll blow him a kiss.
And he's gonna leave.
Okay. And I go back to Figs and I say, "What did he say to you?"
He says, "You've killed us. You've killed both of us."
Well, at least we're gonna talk to their leaders now.
Yeah, talk's what you want to call it.
And what would you have done? Sat here and wait for them to eventually kill you?
We had an agreement, Walzer.
Yes, and it seemed very tentative.
Just leave me.
I'm not leaving you. And I sit next to him.
Okay. An hour goes by.
Yep.
Another hour goes by.
I'm getting bored. I'm throwing rocks across the room.
Okay. Figs, falls asleep.
That's cool. Is he doing okay medically? Like, if I just inspect him or whatever, he's not, like bleeding out or anything?
He's not bleeding out or anything, no.
Okay.
You're waiting. What are you doing while you're waiting?
Singing.
Okay. Singing? What? Give me a few bars.
Maybe something my mother would have sung, I guess.
Okay.
Something something that would sound like someone who was terrible at singing wouldn't be able to reproduce.
Okay.
Just sort of like a nostalgia thing. Seeing my dad again has brought that up, so yeah, I'd imagine that's where I got my ability to sing from, if anything. It hasn't really been addressed, but I feel like that's probably a good place to get it from. So
you see the man who you think was your father or some such, or something like that. He appears in the mouth of the cave. He has a hood on, and he is, the way you're oriented to the room, he tries to see you. He sees Figs is asleep, and he looks at you, makes eye contact with you, and kind of gives a come hither motion, follow me.
All right. I grab my Lasan and I follow him.
Okay. You do so. So this man, you come outside and you see that you see the man who raised you and birthed you from Big
Wait,
Mo.
what? Birthed you?
Yeah. You know what I mean.
That's how it happens in this world, man.
No, fathered him, reared him.
Yeah.
Spawned him. Is that better?
Yeah.
This is in fact your father, and he says, "Walzer, what are you doing here?"
The better question here, Father, is what are you doing here?
He says, "You have to get out of here. It's too dangerous. They're going to kill you."
There's a lot more riding on this than just my life, Father.
You think I don't know that? You don't even understand what this is.
Then tell me, because I'm here for my own reasons.
And he says, "I'm not going to watch you die. You have to leave."
Well, then, I'm going to have to force that on you, because I'm not dying and I'm not leaving. Either you fill me in, or you keep me in the dark, and then whatever happens, happens, and that'll be on your hands.
And he says,
I assume we're here for the same reason.
"What reason is that?"
The breakdown of the dwarven relationship with the humans.
It's,
The fact
it's so
that
much more. It's so much more than that.
well, I assume that's the case. You're living your life with. I look around to see if there's anything around me, and like lesser humans.
And he says, okay. When night falls, come out here and wait for me. I'll find you. It's not safe in the daylight.
All right, I'm bringing Figs with me though.
He says, no, you can't.
Why not?
He says, because he believes me to be he believes my cover story.
And what is that?
And he says, I'm deep undercover in order to track down Faramane's master.
Do I happen to know anything about any names floating around regarding Faramane?
No.
Okay. Then I'll say to him, I will do my best to keep your cover.
He says, Figs can't know that I'm talking to you.
Do you suggest we kill him?
What?
No. He knows who I am.
He says, what are you doing here anyway?
I'm searching for the gold that was stolen by something over here. I assume it was Figs' group.
What are you talking about?
The dwarves sent a shipment of gold in order for exchange for arms and materials so that they can fend off the goblin army that is attacking them. And since that shipment has been robbed by what they can only assume is the keep on the Vale, their relationship with the humans are breaking down to the point where they have an army approaching the keep.
He says, does it have anything to do with the man called Loyal?
It does, yes. I've met the man. Loyal is in fact the one persuading those goblins to do such a thing.
He says, it's all connected. Please, I have to go. I have to be back now. I'll tell you later.
I will wait for you, Father.
Tell you the whole story.
All right, and then I go back and I sit next to Figs.
All right.
Damn plot!
Yeah, plot. Okay, let's cut.
All right.
Diagonal what? No, actually no. We see the fast time accelerated shot of the clouds moving across the sky and.
No, okay.
Passing. Nighttime. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay, nighttime. Do you guys over there in the keep need to do anything? Ansel?
Prepare for...
Roland, still waiting, preparing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was headed out the door to find Captain Sinat or Roland.
Okay, let's run that right quick. You're out. You leave the tavern and the inn and their shenanigans.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to search out for either Captain Sinat or Roland, basically whoever I run into first, because what the dwarves have told me is that they know where Walzer, or not where Walzer is, but where the bandit camp would be that Walzer was headed to.
Sure. Well, you know that Roland's quarters are in the guild house and Captain Sinat's quarters are in the guards tower. So who do you want to talk to first?
I'm going to go to Roland, just
okay.
because I know him better.
You see him trying on different shades of red bow tie that he's invented.
his formal wear.
I think after this...
He doesn't notice you.
I think after this, Roland will get the ability to purchase folding as a skill.
So yeah, I'm going to basically, I guess, knock on his door, or
Okay, sure.
yeah, knock on his door and
What?
say,
Who's there?
Roland, it's Ansel.
Amy, good to see you.
I, I have a question for you.
Me too. I have a question for you.
Okay. Well, what is your question?
Which one of these do you think brings out my eyes?
Are you wearing the helmet?
No. As funny as that would be, he can't bring the helmet to the thing, so he's not wearing the helmet.
Sure. Okay, fine.
I like the blue one.
Blue, huh? Yeah, I can see that. What was your question?
I'm trying to find the bandit camp that Walzer was headed to.
Oh,
I've been
yeah,
told
that
to
old
know
thing.
the location.
Well, we marked it down on a map in Captain Sinat's office.
You don't have the map here? You don't remember where it might be?
Well, I don't have a photographic memory.
So you don't know the location of the bandit camp?
I mean, if I had a map in front of me, I could make a guess.
Say, all right, well, I will leave you to your bow ties. And I'm going to
Well, you might have some trouble over at Captain Sinat's. You see, he's getting ready for his big review tomorrow. He's probably got all his stuff bundled up in chaos over there, last I saw.
I only need a moment.
Well, he may have misplaced it for all I know. Good luck. Let me know what you. It's bad juju down there anyway. You don't want to know where it is. You'll get yourself killed.
I think I can handle myself.
Oh well, if you say so, Amy.
And so I'm going to leave Roland to his fashion montage.
Okay. Go find Captain Snat.
Yeah.
Okay. When you walk into the guards tower, Lieutenant Absalon is there at his desk as per normal. He's got the board behind him that shows how much copper is paid for each left ear collected from the various monstrous races.
Okay. I will ask him, say, sir, I'm looking for Captain Sinat. My name is Ansel. I've been led to believe that he may know the whereabouts of a man named Walzer.
He says, "Oh yeah, that guy. I have yeah, he probably knows. He knows a lot of stuff.
Is he free to talk?
He's very busy. He's getting ready for his review tomorrow. What exactly are you trying to find out? Are you a mercenary?"
No, sir. Not a mercenary at all. Just a man looking for help. I'll only need a moment of his time.
You can go on up. That's fine.
All right, thank you. I'll walk past the desk and
Yeah, upstairs.
head up to the quarters for
That's fine.
Captain
Captain
Sinat.
Snat has a labeled plaque on his door. It's kind of set ajar, and there's a bunch of rustling going on inside.
Sure, I'll sort of tap on the door and say, Captain Sinat.
Says, "Yes, hello. What can I do for you?" And he looks to be flipping through a bunch of paper.
Okay. Say, you may or may not remember me, but my name is Ansel. I had sort of caused some issues earlier in the day, but hopefully you can understand my confusion. I'm looking for a mutual acquaintance of ours, the man by the name of Walzer, who rides a dragon.
Why? What do you need to talk to him for?
I've been told that I've been told that he can help me with my friend's situation. Something about trade being disrupted and gold gone missing. And I'm trying to locate him in order to right this situation and fix the wrongs that have happened.
She says, "I'm not so sure. I haven't heard anything from Roland about this."
Yes, Roland. I spoke with him previously. He's trying on bow ties, getting ready for some type of review.
Oh yes, good man. Yes, that kerfuffle that happened earlier today is seemed to have accelerated the process. It's not going to be good. Not going to be pretty. I tell you that.
Well, I do hope that everything ends in your favor as far as the review goes. It might be possible, though, if I do come into contact with Walzer, that we may be able to help you in your situation.
You don't say. What was the name again?
Oh, I do apologize, sir. My name is Ansel. This is my friend Willie, and I point to my bow.
Says, well, nice to meet you, Ansel.
And Willie.
Yeah, of course. And he says, well, going out in the woods like this right now is not going to be safe. Not going to be easy.
I'm very familiar with the woods, sir. I've lived there for many years.
He
The
will
woods do
go up
not frighten
to
me.
he'll go walk up to the wall-sized skin map of the the keep, or not the keep, the woods or whatever. You see, there's a big red X marked on it, as well as a number of other red needles that are stabbed into various places. And he will say, "This is where Walzer told me the abandoned camp was."
And what area does he point?
The red X.
Well, right, but like where where is that in relation to where we
that
are?
would be southeast.
Okay. And I'll say, Captain Sinat, about how long by foot would it take to travel to that area?
Half a day, maybe.
Okay. I think at this point, I'll say thank you very much for the information. It has been hard to come by. Walzer is a very difficult man to track down, it would seem.
He's the kind of man who, if he didn't want to be found, he's not going to be found.
Well, I'm going to do my best to find him. I do appreciate the information. It has been very hard to come by. I wish you luck in your review, and at that point, I'm going to leave his office and head out the door.
Okay, done.
I think maybe I should just swing by the halflings, let them know that I'm leaving, and I'm actually going to head out.
Where do you go?
Well, I'm going to go back. I guess. Behrman is still in Leland's house.
Yeah.
I'll go back by there.
Murray and Ravers are not there anymore.
That's fine. Just swing by Behrman's room, give him another pat on the head, make sure he's doing all right, and I'm going to. I'll leave a little note for Murray and Ravis saying that I've left the keep.
You do not know how to write, Ansel.
I was about to say.
Oh shit, that's right. Damn it! Damn you, living in the woods.
He draws on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Pictionary style, like a stick figure with a bow with an arrow pointing towards trees.
Okay, sure.
And,
I think I can decipher that.
Yeah.
Does he have stink lines coming off of him?
Yes. Well, no, not anymore. I'm clean now. But yeah, so I'll leave my little picture on the bed and give Behrman a pat on the head, make sure that he's still breathing, and I'm going to head southwest out of the keep in search for
Southeast.
Oh, southeast. Apologies. Southeast out of the keep in search for the bandit camp.
Please note that it's afternoon, and it will take half a day to get there.
Mm-hmm.
They will not let you back in after sundown.
That doesn't bother me.
Okay, good. You leave. Fine. Okay. Nighttime then. Well, you're traveling through the woods. Nothing untoward befalls you yet.
Yet.
Essentially at the night point. Do you make camp or something?
Yeah, I think I would definitely make camp. It's snowing, it's cold, so I would gather what I would.
It has stopped snowing, but the snow is
But it's still cold.
definitely.
Yeah, so I'm going to make myself a fire and a bit of a shelter just in case it decides to continue snowing later on in the night while I'm sleeping, so I don't wake up completely covered and suffocating. And
Sure. How do you attempt to make a fire without the fire building skill? You would need flint and steel. You have tracking, set snares, rope use, animal training, and alertness. So setting a fire or making a fire may not be.
Man, if only you had Walzer with you, he could fucking make you a fire.
Well, that's why I'm looking for him. Shit. Okay. Well, all right. Well, then. Okay. So I will. Can you sort of describe? I mean, is it just basically like a dense forest, or?
It's pretty dense. Yeah, there's not really a lot of trails around. It's pretty up and down, pretty rocky.
Okay. And as far as like the size of the trees go, are they very big around, or are they skinny?
No,
or
fairly thin.
Oh, you are not making this easy on me. All right. All right. So what I'll do then, I will sort of wrap myself up in what clothing I have. I'm gonna dig like a little hole in the snow to sort of protect myself from the wind, and I will try to get as much sleep as I can in the hopes that once day breaks, I can get a better sense of my surroundings and press on to the bandit camp.
Okay. Walzer, nighttime. What do you do?
What's Figs doing? Is he awake? Is he asleep?
Sleep.
Okay, I will leave him and go to where my father said to meet.
All right.
With my listener.
He's not,
obviously.
He's not there. He's not there at the time. But do you wait for him, or do you?
Yeah, I'll wait for him.
Okay. About 30 minutes go by. What do you do?
He's not there?
Not yet.
I'll wait a little longer.
Okay, he shows up.
Oh, good.
You're just about to turn away and leave when you hear some footsteps around the corner and around, the back of the cave or whatever, the back of the rocks. He shows up, hooded and cowled.
You took your time.
He says, you would do well showing me some more respect.
Respect is earned.
Boy. No, he says, it takes time perpetuating a ruse like this one.
Fair enough. Shall we get going?
Let's get out of here some more. Don't want to be overheard.
All right, I follow him.
Okay. Deep into the woods, alone, no one around.
That's fine.
And he says I was about your age, I suppose. I wasn't always a ironmonger from Big Cove.
Doodle-doo, 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 doodle-doo.
I feign shockness.
You feign shockness?
Yeah, I'm like, you don't say.
And he says, yes, originally I was squire to Lord Cuthbert himself.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
That guy, knew him so well. No, he says, I've been, ever since I was your age, I've been working with the king and his guard, or I did until recently. I was hiding in Big Cove. I started a family, raised you and your brother. But before that, I used to be a fighter, a warrior like you, a champion even.
Go on.
It was, I couldn't take it anymore, and so I went to Big Cove. And thought I was safe. What I was doing before that was, there were rumblings that the elves were planning on something bad. something real bad. And through a series of adventures and deaths that I don't want to go into right now, I ended up undercover working with the man Faramane, who sits at the top of that cave.
I'm familiar with the man.
He has contacts with the elves. He knows, or at least he did. That was a long time ago. He was old then. He is very old now. They found me somehow in Big Cove, and that's why I had to leave. I owed him. He helped me disappear.
So what are you doing here now, then?
And he says, working for the king still, in at least some capacity.
And what does this have to do with Faramane living in the Caves of Chaos?
They're working on something big. The elves, they have a thing for demons.
Okay.
Beings from other planes, and there's the wizard Faramane, who it is his goal to raise such a creature and let him loose on the Vale and its peoples, and Beachcrest as a whole, and Thunderon, every place. And he's close, but he needs the final. Essentially, he's very close. He needs a number of sacrifices to complete the ritual, but he needs the final location to be revealed to him. And that's why I can't break cover. I need to find that. I need to get the information to the king so they can put a stop to it.
How does this tie in with the dwarves?
I still don't know what you're talking about, dwarves.
So I want to tell him about how at the Gilvac stronghold we fought off the Loyal's goblins, and
sure.
how that.
Well, that was in the Gnomish Burrow town. Oh yeah, the Gilvac stronghold. No, I got you.
Yeah,
okay.
and how that they've taken over Fort Mitchell. And how that they're those movements, along with the dwarves being paranoid about humans, has led to this situation. It's like a boilerplate of just humans being assaulted from all fronts, basically, and that finding this gold would appease at least one power within this struggle.
So I suppose that makes sense. Splitting the dwarven force would allow Loyal to sweep in and take it for himself.
Yeah, that's what I believe his intention is. Loyal's a smart man. He's obviously set this up, and
Faramane taught him everything he knows.
That is news to me.
He says they have something. They have this charisma about them that draws lesser, weaker creatures to them. I don't know what it is. Splitting the Gilvac stronghold's forces would let Loyal take it.
It's well fortified.
They're trying to start a war, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Father. If you help me, I will gladly help you. I feel like we can both help each other here. You need to get word to your...
He didn't seem to hear you. He speaks up. And he says, but where could the gold be? If the keep didn't take it, who did?
I believe the bandits did, and they took it here as an offering, for whatever reason.
He says, I haven't gotten any word of that.
Are you in charge of everything that comes through that bandit camp? Or do you know someone who is?
No. Let me inquire. I'll put the word around.
All right. And how can I help you with your message situation?
I need you to get out of here, really.
Is this my father speaking, or is this Andrew the spy?
And he says, is there any way that, okay, let's do this. Who knows you're here, Walter?
Captain Sinat and my party, as well as Pike.
He says, no, I don't like this at all.
Why?
It's only a matter of time before someone knows you're here and one decides to get a message to Faramane. So you'll find a knife in your back within a day. If Faramane wants you dead, has any reason to want you dead, gets a message from Captain Sinat, I suppose. I don't know. There's, you can't trust anybody to keep.
I'm starting to suspect that this is bigger than what Thistleburrow first thought.
Thistleburrows?
Yes. He's the man that sent me here.
And he says, this is what you can do for me. I need you to get back to the keep on the Borderlands. I want you to play dumb. You don't know that this is here. I need to find out where that location is, and that's not going to happen with meddlers being around, causing a ruckus around the Caves of Chaos, because Faramane won't risk the sacrifices if there's people snooping around.
All right. That makes sense. And what about the gold? This needs to be found as well.
I said I would inquire about it.
And how will you get a message to me then?
He says, I'll sort it out. You have to trust me.
There's a lot I don't know about you.
He says, I'm the same father that you've known your whole life.
Yes, well, in the past 30 minutes, I feel like I've learned a lot more about you than my entire life.
Every man has to have his secrets, has a past. We all do. You're making one now. Maybe you've done things you won't be proud to tell your children about later down the road.
I'll tell my children everything.
But you're a stronger man than I am, then you turn around.
Father, one more thing before you leave. Those bandits, how important to this goal are they?
And he says, they're expendable. He says.
All right. They have very exceptional men within their ranks. But maybe you can come up with a story about how I left, or how I was killed. I did tackle an orc emissary earlier, if that helps. I sort of scratch my chin as I look at him when I say that.
And he says, what did you hope to accomplish?
To meet you, obviously.
I'll think of something.
All right.
It's not important. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows who you are or what you're. Are you talking about the bandits, right?
Yes, I am. They need to know that I've been dealt with rather than I left.
Here, maybe I have something else you can do. You're here to find the gold, right?
Correct.
He'll say, no, never mind.
Father, tell me.
If I could keep you close to me, I could know you were safe.
That would be ideal. They do know that I was after a man when I came here, so it would work with both stories. And as you said, there's no reason for me to go back to the keep. I can help you, and I can also help myself by finding the gold.
I can take you prisoner for tackling the orc earlier.
I was thinking something a little more freedom would be ideal. Because if I'm locked up, I got no escape if they come for me.
For the time being, stay with Figs.
Fair call.
He says, I may have use for you yet.
Oh, before you leave.
Okay.
Mother was worried about you. I say that as I walk back into the cave, or whatever. Yeah.
In the movie version, we see Walzer walk past the camera, and then we see a close shot of Andrew, and he's looking at nothing in particular.
Yeah.
And then he walks away.
Cool.
Okay, break time.
All right. Yes, it is actually. Good call. That ended up really nicely. All right, guys. We'll be back in 3 to 5 with the third hour for tonight. And, yeah, don't go anywhere, because we're not. Papa!